for you. I am Roy Wood Jr. In the news this week, Kristi Noem goes incognito as she adapts to civilian life. Jesse Waters explains to you what's his type.
It's the women drinking margaritas before takeoff.
First Lady lists all the things her husband calls Venezuela.
Burundi, Cabo Verde, Congo, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Equatorial Guinea, Estonia, France, Gambia, Georgia, Ghana, and Guatemala.
On Amber's team tonight, she's a tech journalist, author, and host of the upcoming CNN series, Kara Swisher Wants to Live Forever, which will air right after my show, Roy Wood Jr. Wants to Die in About 5 Minutes. It's Kara Swisher. And on Michael's team tonight, joining us from across the pond in Britain, he's a stand-up comedian and podcaster who's also appeared on the British version of Have I Good News for You. We won't let him leave until he says our show is the better show. It's Nish Kumar. Now for the biggest stories of the week. Everybody watch the clip. Tell me, what is the story?
That's that guy.
Who's that man? Ooh, it's Ireland.
Iran.
It's green.
TSA.
Okay, this is any airport in America right now,
Yeah.
and that's gas.
Yeah.
And that guy is fucked.
We're painted into a corner in Iran.
Also, I mean, it seems like a big story. You got gas prices, you got the Strait of Hormuz, you got the airports, you got all kinds of stuff. Nish, what do you
I'd like to start by saying that I'm here on a work visa. So I just want to be incredibly clear. I am going to be telling people that I'm Kash Patel's nephew.
Can you do the eyes, or you gotta do the eyes? The story is, with Iran fighting back and global economic catastrophe looming, it seems that President Trump has painted himself into a bit of a corner with this war, I guess we're still calling
It's an excursion.
whatever the hell you want to call it. It is definitely a war we have already won, right? Or look, here's Caroline Levitt on Wednesday summing it up.
President Trump does not bluff, and he is prepared to unleash hell. Any violence beyond this point will be because the Iranian regime refused to understand they have already been defeated.
Well, yay.
Doesn't that sound like a threat from, like, Bane from Batman?
Yeah.
You refuse to understand. You have already been defeated.
Hey, watch that accent, Roy. My culture is not your costume.
Okay. Well, it's a little unclear on whether or not we've won the war or not, but coming into this week, Trump backed himself into a corner. How did he get himself out of that corner this week?
He said, if you don't open the Strait of Hormuz in 48 hours, I'm gonna bomb the shit out of you and all your energy stuff. And they were like, yeah, okay, bro. And then 48 hours later, he was like, you know what? We're gonna give it 5 days. And then yesterday, he was like, you know what? We're going to give it 10 days because negotiations are going so well.
Yeah.
He's not negotiating with anybody.
You know what he should say is, have you heard about the Epstein files or something? Let's get back to those.
Why would that be a problem with the president posting that he's having negotiations with?
Because it's not true?
Not true.
Double points. Because it might not have been true.
Iran state TV says that Trump capitulated. There are no direct or indirect talks taking place with the Trump regime.
I'm not thrilled that I trust Iranian state TV more than I trust my president. I believe them. I don't believe him.
Our president insists that this deal is very real.
They want very much to make a deal. We'd like to make a deal, too. If it goes well, we're going to end up with settling this. Otherwise, we'll just keep bombing our little hearts out.
Now, to the people in the relationship up here on the panel, is that an effective negotiating strategy? Let's work this out, or I will blow up our home.
Are we taking relationship advice from Donald Trump? Isn't being in a relationship the only thing he's worse at than being president?
But yes, according to the president, if you don't take the deal, we will blow up the table, or as Pete Hegseth put it the next day,
we negotiate with bombs. The president has made it clear that you will not have a nuclear weapon. The War Department agrees. Our job is to ensure that. And so we're keeping our hand on that throttle as long as hard as is necessary.
That's right. it's long and it's hard, you keep your hand on that long and hard throttle. And if that throttle's hard for more than 4 hours, you call a doctor.
Whenever I see Hexit and Trump together on TV, I always think, yeah, this is a declining empire. And to be fair, I've come from a declining empire.
Well, to be fair, you come from a fully declined empire.
And let me tell you, lean into the decline, baby. Let it all hang out.
Well, we don't know for sure who's negotiating on the Iranian side. Here's who's involved in the deal on our side.
JD is involved, and Marco's involved, and Jared Kushner's involved, very smart guy, and Steve Witkoff, smart guy, is involved. And I'm involved. I'm involved. Why? I'm going to be so big. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm the President of the United States, Tom.
Did it seem like he was surprised that he was involved?
Just received the news.
Out of that cast of characters in Trump's cabinet, who does the Iranian government want to talk with the most?
Vance.
I don't think anyone has ever wanted to talk to J.D. Vance, and I would include his wife and children in that list.
Here's the answer.
We're hearing from sources at CNN who told my colleague, Kylie Atwood, that Iran has actually expressed a preference for engaging in talks with the vice president, J.D. Vance. One of the sources told us that the perception is that Vance would be intent on wrapping up the conflict more so than the other officials.
Also, J.D. Vance is the most likely to become the new American Ayatollah, so it does make some sense.
You know for a fact that they insist on having J.D. Vance because they want to see if his head is really that size. They're going to be like, hey, welcome, try this hat on. a little snug, right?
He's a one-man argument against the concept of white supremacy.
Now, our administration is saying that the war is starting to ramp down. They say that the Iranian excursion is almost over. Question, though, what signs are happening right now that might indicate that we're still at war?
Bombs?
Bombs.
What comes after the bombs?
Didn't they send another 10,000 troops?
True.
Points right there, yes.
The Wall Street Journal reports that the Pentagon is weighing sending another 10,000 U.S. ground troops to the Middle East. That's according to Department of Defense officials with knowledge of the planning.
Yeah, because we won. We're going to have the ticker tape parade with all those troops in the middle of Tehran, and they're all going to be greeting us like liberators.
Our president has sent the troops, but surely he has a good reason for sending the troops. He knows more about the conflict than anyone. How does our president get his daily updates about what is happening in Iran?
So he has folded up a cootie catcher. And then when you come in, he asks you your favorite color and then number, and then he flips that open, and that will tell him what has happened.
Military officials make Trump a video update that shows the biggest, most successful strikes, which typically runs for about 2 minutes and mostly shows clips of stuff blowing up.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised he can pay attention for 2 minutes.
I know. I had the under on that mug. 2 minutes, that's pretty great.
He's 100% watching that on the toilet. I'm sorry to tell you. There is no way that man is not watching that.
He's getting a video compilation of a war that has the potential to reshape the entire world that lasts shorter than the top 10 highlights on SportsCenter.
But once again, from a visa perspective, I think that is very smart, and it frees him up to think about other things in the day.
So on Thursday, the president said Iran is still begging to make a deal.
They are begging to make a deal, not me. They're begging to make a deal. The Iranian regime is now admitting to itself that they have been decisively defeated. They're saying to people, this is a disaster.
Let's get back to the whole war thing now. In the midst of all of this back and forth of whether or not we're winning the war, losing the war, whether or not there is a war, Iran has found a new weapon to fight back against America and Trump specifically. Question, what is Iran's new weapon
against
Trump? Oh, videos, those crazy videos, those crazy AI videos.
Hey, Trump, you are fired. You are familiar with this sentence. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Do you think Trump just think that was Mom Donnie from New York City? Here's another Iranian video trolling Trump.
Yeah. And they did it using his favorite toy, Legos.
Lean into the decline, America. Join us in the expired military powers pile.
Yeah, this week's Golden Slot Bucket for biggest mess at home goes to America's airports.
Americans suffer hours-long wait times at some of the nation's largest airports.
Sneaking around 3 different floors.
Probably about a quarter of a mile from the main checkpoint area.
The line continues to go.
What is the problem with the airports right now?
They aren't paying TSA.
So then TSA workers aren't showing up.
Or they quit.
The TSA has been on the verge of a total meltdown for over a month thanks to congressional failure to pass DHS funding. But in the wee hours of Friday morning, the Senate approved funding for most of DHS. The Senate wakes up Friday morning, they go, we're gonna pay TSA, we're not gonna give more money to ICE. House has to just do the same thing, everybody gets paid. How do you think the House voted?
They didn't and then went on vacation.
Oh, shit.
New legislature, who dis?
Double points. The Republicans said, not in this House.
Breaking news in the fight to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Just last hour, Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson railed against the bill that unanimously passed in the Republican-led Senate overnight.
One of Mike Johnson's issues with the funding package was that it didn't include funding for ICE, who, mind you, is already flush with cash thanks to last year's big, beautiful bill. Here's Johnson.
The Republicans are not going to be a party to this. They have taken hostage the funding processes of government so that they can impose their radical agenda on the American people, and we can't have any part of it.
Yes, the radical agenda of paying TSA workers.
You know, he's going to make a great contestant on Dancing with the Stars.
Now, meanwhile, while the airports are in trouble this week, the acting head of TSA told Congress that airline passengers are seeing, quote, the highest wait times in history, with over 480 TSA officers having quit since the shutdown began. But thankfully, one man is ready to meet the challenge. Who is Trump counting on to restore order to America's airports?
He-Man.
Markwayne Mullin?
You got to say it Oklahoma, Texas style.
Oh, I got it.
Markwayne Mullin. Point. Yes, Trump is counting on newly confirmed Secretary of the DHS and the only beaver who wasn't in hoppers, Markwayne Mullin. Secretary Mullin is the former senator from Oklahoma, and at his swearing-in ceremony this week, even Trump was surprised by some of his qualifications.
Is the only Native American. I didn't know that, huh? Let me look at you. Well, I think that's all right. He's got great quality, I can tell you.
I didn't know that. Native American. Wait a minute. At his swearing-in ceremony, Markwayne Mullin wasted no time, and he took a moment to discuss meeting with unpaid DHS workers.
They're working for free because of political politics. That's all I need to know.
Political politics?
Political politics
That's
are the
worst kind of politics.
On Friday, Trump signed an order for Markwayne to start emergency payment for TSA workers by next week. How else has the administration been helping those struggling airport workers through this crisis?
Ice, ice.
Ice. Yeah, you got ice right there, helping out, doing everything.
Triple points, yes. The White House offered the same solution they have for every problem in this country. They put a little ice on it.
Other airports across the country are seeing big changes as ICE is deployed to assist the TSA.
I saw an ICE person, and it was a black woman.
No.
Yes, I did. I saw her. It's a black woman. Yeah.
I was like, what?
I was shocked. And then I was like, well, maybe ICE isn't bad. But then I remembered. That's how they get you.
This is what they've been doing for the most part today, is doing the patrols around the airport, talking and gathering, not really helping the public.
Question, what's the big difference between ICE agents working airport security and a TSA agent?
None of them are trained to do anything.
They're trained to beat the shit out of people. And they're really good at it, you guys.
This is the meathead Gestapo.
Well, what's happening with ICE in the airports is actually a precursor.
Yes, yeah.
According to former White House chief strategist and Chernobyl werewolf Steve Bannon.
And human unmade bed. Because
According to the human unmade bed, Steve Bannon, ICE is just warming up.
The ICE agents at the airport, they're trained to, wait for it, check IDs. That's why it's perfect training for the fall of 2026, because, folks, we're tired of having elections stolen.
A lot of Republicans have already been threatening to send ICE to polling places. They've been threatening that for months. And also, voting without a passport isn't the only freedom the White House is coming for. Question, what other voting right does Trump want to get rid of?
Voting.
Yeah.
by
Right?
Yes, but before that.
voting by mail, which he does in every
Yeah.
election.
Here's the president.
We're the only country that does mail-in voting. Mail-in voting means mail-in cheating. I call it mail-in cheating.
Dozens of other countries have mail-in voting, and it's existed in America since the Civil War, which I'm sure the outcome of which the president is not that happy about either. Why might his campaign against mail-in voting be a little against his own best interest?
Votes by
He
mail.
voted by mail at the last election. He voted by
And this
mail.
election, he just did it.
Because of the fact that I'm president of the United States, I did a mail-in ballot for elections that took place in Florida because I felt I should be here instead of being in the beautiful sunshine taking...
You were in Palm Beach, sir, the last few weeks.
That's right. And I decided that I was going to vote by mail-in ballot because I couldn't be there.
We'll be right back.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the HIGNFY YouTube channel and be sure to click the bell to stay on top of all our great content. Even better, become a member for exclusive content, early access to videos, members-only shoutouts, and more. Click the join button below.